What's good, everybody? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Jug. Today's episode is sponsored by my boy King Doll 225. If you want to find out the latest Manosphere news, check it out. The first comment pinned to the top, and let's get into the goddamn show. So, man, my boy Drake is back at it again on the foolishness, doing some crazy stuff. And it's not really what he did, it's what some non-black ladies did. Now, we all know that Drake throws some of the craziest parties in Toronto. A lot of business goes on in these parties. He has a lot of people that he invites. And at his house, he has a lot of nice shit there in Toronto. He has like an NBA basketball court. You know, Drake has a lot of cars, and security is tight. And in order for you to get into his home as one of these ladies, you have to sign a non-disclosure agreement. However, some of these ladies, you know, clout chasers, somehow figured out how to get the phone in there, and they were out there recording and all these other things, right? Now, according to articles, one of the ladies was Latina, one was white, one was Asian, all right? And as you can see in the background, they're recording what his home looks like, what the mansion looks like, you know, what the cars look like. And responding to this was certain ladies from the black community that took umbrage with the fact that none of these ladies are black. You know, like, hey, why does Drake deal with these ugly, you know, non-black women that are there? Why are the sisters not there, you know, at the mansion? And I want to talk about that because I had a pretty interesting conversation with a millionaire friend of mine about dealing in race. All right. And as a person that deals in the black content space, I'm not saying it's limited because it's not, but I just deal specifically in African-American content on this channel. He was telling me, he's like, you know what? The more money that you're going to make, you're going to be dealing with a wide range of people, and your friends are not always going to be black. You're going to have friends who are of different races, different types of people. And it dawned on me that, you know, what he was saying for most guys is most likely the truth. And that's probably the truth for Drake. He's from Canada. And a lot of the people that come to these parties that he does business with, one of the things is that they may not be interested in having black women there all the time, right? Not everybody, if he's dealing with white guys, if he's dealing with Asian guys that are there at the party, music execs, you know, some black chicks here are going to be there, sure, but most of them probably will prefer Latina, white, and Asian women. So obviously they're going to be black women, they're going to be looking better than these particular girls. But the reality is that might be our taste, but it might not be the taste for the men that are there in question. And we all know that Drake does this. Drake brings IG models there to, you know, to parties, things like that. We know that he don't even talk to them for the most part. Those women are only solely there for other men. All right. That's the only reason why they're there. But I want to kind of talk to this about what you're seeing as a trend, typically as these guys, you know, in the black world. And it could be African-American men, it could be men who are mixed, it could be guys who are Haitian, it could be guys, you know, who are doing whatever. The more money that they're making, they're going to be in places where there's not a lot of black women, okay? And to be honest, you know, you have black, you know, groupie ladies too. But I think that black women are less likely to be groupies than other groups of women. In my opinion, you know, I think like a lot of black women could be attracted to a guy. And don't get me wrong, I'm pretty sure Drake has his share of black groupies if he wants them. But, you know, I think the extra efforts are going to come from these ladies who are not black. They're going to be trying to be more, you know, likely to try to get on, likely to want to date, likely to want to do these things and compete a little bit harder than I would say the average, you know, black chick who likes Drake. And that's what you're kind of seeing. And again, I think that's that sort of Umar Johnson entitlement that, okay, well, these chicks are Asian and these chicks are white, so where are the black chicks at? As if like, oh, I need to have a black chick in here because she's black. You know, you see the same thing. I used to see people say that about the Fresh and Fit show for podcasts. Like, oh, you guys have all these other women on here. Well, where's the black woman at? And the reality is that when these guys get into these spaces where it's not so black dependent, it's not so black dollar dependent, and these people have multicultural fan bases, and the black dollar is not needed, you're gonna see less and less black people involved. That's just the reality, right? You're just not gonna see it. You're gonna see less and less black women involved, less and less black people involved in most areas, the more that you come up. Unless you come up in a straight industry and it's like, you know, like Shea Moisture, for example. Shea Moisture is a brand that was, you know, with, you know, that caters to African American or black women audience. And that brand is solely for black women. So of course, if you see, you know, something like that, then you're gonna just see a lot of in-house black stuff going on. Same thing with, like, I would say Ebony or Essence, even though I believe those are now owned by whites now. But you will see that BET or something, okay, that's catering to blacks, you'll see that a little bit more. But when you're really dealing with the outside world, hey, as black men get more involved in that world and more away from the world and their community they come from, this is what you're gonna see. You're gonna see a lot less black women in there, a lot less black men in there, and a lot less reason for some guys to have an incentive to want to choose black. You know, like Drake, he's half black as it is, but for him, what would be the incentive? You know, a guy that grew up in Canada, you know, a guy that doesn't see the same world as anybody, you know, well, is he gonna be choosing a chick that's black because she's black? No. What's the reason for him to do it if he doesn't feel that he needs to do so? That's where we're going. And again, it comes back to this whole competition piece. All right. A guy like Drake is fierce competition. The guys at the top who are going to have a wider variety of ranges to choose from based on their income and based on their status, they're not going to be race loyal. They're less likely to be race loyal. Most guys who can be race loyal are kind of tend to be guys who are more organic, you know. But if you look at guys like Jamie Foxx, you know, there's some guys that still have black wives, but most guys are gonna be able to do stuff based on the fact that, hey, I can choose this chick. I'm in here now. I'm not in Texas no more. I'm not. Hey, I'm arrived, right? So I'm going to deal with people that are like me, and, you know, I'm not going to just deal with somebody because they're black. I mean, I'm all these other women are competing for my services. So hey, and that's the situation with Drake. And it doesn't matter if, you know, you don't not attracted to him. What matters is the guys that he's doing business with, they like these sorts of women. So they're going to be there all the time. You know, it's tough, right? But that's how it is. But guys, what do you think? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Junk. I really appreciate you for all that you do. Subscribe, hit the bell, check out the first comment at the top. And as you know, the buffoonery remains an all-time high. I'm out.